Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another great episode of Journey Chronicles, live stories from the passenger seats. On today's episode, we have amazing stories that you don't want to miss. If you are here on audio podcast, whether on Spotify or Apple Podcast, I recommend you checking out whenever you have a chance the YouTube channel. I implemented video so you can actually see the passengers in my back seat while they have a conversation with me. For you to be able to search on YouTube, just type in at Journey Chronicles Pod. That's Journey Chronicles pod. We're also on Instagram and TikTok. That's Journey Chronicles Podcast on both of them. So don't forget to tell your friends, family members, and even the people that you hate so they can listen to a bad podcast like this one about our podcast, of course, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And soon it'll be available on video cassettes and audio cassettes that I'm working on them at the moment, because I know there's some elderly that don't listen to new technology, so they rather hear on cassettes. Record players are a little too expensive, so I don't think I'm gonna go that route. I'm sorry. And on a great night that I was driving, I came across someone who needed a ride, of course, and as soon as I saw the name appear on my screen, I thought it was one of the greatest rappers alive, but then I'm like, it's going to be a little too good to be true. The name was Nas. But you know what? It turned out to be someone better than the rapper, because this person, aside from the fact that I had the pleasure to meet, he got to ride with me and we got to talking. And the way he values life, the way he understands it, he is wasting no time to shine bright like a diamond. And why I say that is because aside from him being a dancer, choreographer, there you go. Aside from him being a dance choreographer, he got to dance with Riri. Now, was I jealous? Of course not, because Riri is already taken. She's pregnant and I'm married. And I think I'm already going to get in trouble by talking too much. So without further ado, come in with me. Come in for a ride. Let's talk to Nas. Let's give him a ride and let's step into his shoes on this journey, on Journey Chronicles. Enjoy.
This is Nas. Follow me on IG at NAZ McCallum, MCCALLUM. I'm a hip hop choreographer out here in LA, and I also do a little industry work back at home in Phoenix. So, yes, sir.
I think you got this mix. You are in Phoenix?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Currently, yes. Yeah. Currently, we are in Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My mind is in LA right now. Don't mind me. But yeah. So I've been back and forth and doing a lot.
Cool. Now, Nas, you mentioned that you did the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
Take me back a little. How was that experience,
man? Listen, that was one of the greatest experiences I've had in a very long time. And just being able to get forefront of like what everything looks like up close and personal, because a lot of the time you see, you just see it through the TV. You don't really know the work that goes into it, but the sleepless nights, the early mornings, the set life, that's all real. So,
and not just that, right? I'm assuming the eating habits, because you don't want to overeat and then gain weight and not dance the same way.
Fear, yeah. You don't want to overeat and you don't want to undereat. For those moments. Yeah, for those moments, for sure. Eating is definitely the biggest part of the set life, of that life, just because you gotta have something to keep you going. So,
because what a lot of movies and videos show us, the process of dancers is just training up to the event, and then they show the event. But
right.
They don't show the personal life.
Exactly. They don't show. Yeah, they don't show the break times that there are, and most of the time, a lot of things that they don't see is the relationship that's built between the artists and the other dancers. So a lot of it is just, you think you just see these people once or twice, and but now that's like a word of mouth to go around. So
you got there. How big of an impact did the production not scared you, but more like wowed you? Because Super Bowl production, it's a whole different level than I'm assuming a music video or something like that.
It's a little different. I think it's a lot different, to be honest, because and that scene, doing it for the first time, you're in front of thousands of people live, actually. Like, it's not pre-recorded. So any and everything goes in the moment. Whereas like a music video, it's more recorded. You can do a couple of takes. But even there, it takes away the authenticity of the way the film or the performance should go. So
What got you into dancing?
oh man. I first started dancing in high school. Keep in mind, I grew up out here in Phoenix, Arizona. So I started dancing in high school. Didn't really take it serious. I was definitely more of a sports guy. Football, basketball, track. I did baseball during track, so I would run the bases because they're around the same season. So I was definitely into sports way more. I ended up meeting another choreographer out here, my guy Marcus. He ended up training me for like a year and a half of just me and him. And then dance kind of fell as a priority after high school, after getting injured and realizing like this ain't what I want to do. And making that decision to pursue dance was different. I was actually on my way to visit a college for track as I was recruited, coming back home on the plane, just randomly, like having a dance conversation with like a passenger. And then we landed here in Phoenix, and then he asked me to meet him at a workshop, I think it was 2 days after that. I met him there at the workshop, and ever since then, dance has been top priority for me. So this is how I eat. This is how I pay my bills, and all that.
That's what you know. Now, one more time. A little further back.
A little further back. How far? How far?
Tell me, out of many memories that you have, one that stands out growing up here in Phoenix.
Man, one of my biggest memories out here in Phoenix, it might just be the transition between football and dance. Just because, like, to see the grind that I had growing up into football and waking up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m., going straight to the field, working on my craft at the time, you know what I mean? Like, and then being able to see that transfer over into dance to where I'm waking up at 6 a.m. to start some choreography that I need to get done for the week. You know what I mean? So it was an easy transfer just because I already have that grind and determination, and all I really needed to do was turn it into it being for dance. So once I was able to see that I can just be just as successful in this with the same grind, it was definitely motivating at that point.
What's your main goal from now on?
Oh man, so many, to be honest. But my main goal right now is to be the most authentic in the room, to be honest. Right now, I feel like when it comes to like dance in the LA scene and the industry scene, it's so much about being an artist or being someone else other than yourself. And as cliche as everybody makes it sound like, oh, be yourself, no, like the key is to be yourself, because then how else do you get noticed if you're trying to be like somebody else? You know what I mean? And then you can only put up that front for so long. So before people eventually see who you really are. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be the best dancer in the room. You don't have to be the most talented, but I believe in presenting yourself and carrying yourself in a way where people remember, for sure. And again, it's all about word of mouth. A lot of this industry stuff is all about who you know. So hopefully the next person that's able to talk about you, it's in a positive manner, and it's in a room where people can really move. You know what I mean? Where people can really put your name in the forefront. So that's overall the end goal. As far as dance wise, I definitely want to be in a couple of commercials, a couple of movies. So longevity, stuff like that, yes. But yes, as far as a person, authenticity is it.
Now, in the entertainment view, how accurate do you think the step up
Um, actually, very accurate. A lot more accurate than we think. Some of it obviously is scripted. Obviously, it's acting. We love that. But there are some real dancers in there. There are some real people who get down. Who shout out to my guy Twitch. R.I.P. to him. Miss him. Love you. But he was one of the ones who who were the main guy to watch in those movies. Um, and he even showed us more than just being a dancer. He showed us the brains behind being a dancer, behind the lights, behind the production. So um, that's how much goes into it. It's as vulgar as some of the stuff can be sometimes, and like, oh, like, yeah, you wouldn't expect him to be on there. Dance is an expression. You know what I mean? Dance is is an art. So we we unfortunately tie our society mind to the movement, but the movement is an expression. The movement comes from somewhere. So as long as you're deeply rooted within the arts, I think you'll always understand the translation on how it's supposed to come through. How long have you been in the industry? I'm very new. I'll say 3 years industry wise. Dancing, I've been I've been dancing for quite some time. I first started teaching when I was 15, to other 15-year-olds. So, but I first taught my class, like a class setting, when I was like 15, 16. And that was just like an extracurricular activity for the kids who didn't play sports after school. So that was fun. But man, 2-3 years in the industry already, and you already played the Super Bowl with Rihanna. Right. So already. How much of an impact did that put on your resume? A lot. Words like that, things like that. Being able to write down those iconic moments like that, can go a long way. Like, yeah, can get you on stage with a lot more. So, just waiting for more opportunity. Unfortunately, you know, you don't get booked for that one thing and then just get booked for the rest of your life. It's just, that's just one step. You know what I mean? Like movies, right? Just because you did well in one film, now every industry right, wants you. Right. You just have to keep grinding and grinding. Exactly. Right? Exactly. It's like the stunt doubles. Yep. Fortunately enough, when it comes to movies, you've made screen time or some type of script time to last you to get another film. Because they're able to see you, you're able to use that, you know what I mean? Whereas the Super Bowl was a little bit harder to work with just because there's so many people and we're all dressed the same. Yeah. So it's like, that's me right, right. It's very hard to be like, that's me right there, and then not see your face. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So that has been one of the biggest iconic moments for me. No, it's pretty interesting, you know, seeing a bunch of industries in the shoes of someone who's really in it. But for the person that wants to start in it, dude, what would you say to them? Now that you have the experience of dancing throughout the years, but now being in the industry. I'll tell them the same thing I would tell my younger self. Is to do it. Like, as simple as that may sound, you're never gonna get nowhere until you start. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, failure, you're gonna fail. What your definition of failing is may be completely different than someone else's. So, fail forward. Yeah, I would let them know to get it started. Start now. Build your confidence now. Get to a point where you don't care about what anybody else thinks. That's one of the biggest things. You like, not to the point of where it makes you arrogant in the sense of how you move and not humble, but to the point of not caring about anything else but being yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Going back to that. So, have your own personality in this. Think about what are ways that you make this thing fun. You know what I mean? What are ways that you what do you find enjoyable about what you do.
Yeah.
Um, and you'll win every time. You'll win every time, I promise. And stay consistent. I'm speaking to myself currently.
Yeah.
So stay consistent. It's very difficult to be consistent, but it's possible. Lastly, I would say if you're huge on Instagram or if you're a big social media person, be careful who you follow. Be careful what you follow. A lot of things can get uninspiring sometimes, or seeing the same thing, seeing these people do great, and then questioning your talent.
Yeah.
Continue to follow your own path. Everybody has their own timeline, and just continue to grind. That's the words.
Yeah, it's so easy to fall from your ladder,
Mm-hmm.
and some people might find it hard to climb up. But once you're up there, man, it's gonna be a hell of a
You're
view.
there, yes, sir.
But with today's society, man, you think it's of course, it's difficult all the time, but you think it's easier now with TikTok, Instagram fame, YouTube fame now to expose yourself out there?
Yes, it is. It is, but it is just as hard to keep up with it. Right. Some of these TikTok dancers that are lasting 15 seconds on the gram can't go into a rehearsal and last 6 hours. You know what I mean? So, it's definitely a difference. Some of these guys that are in the industry don't do well with picking up choreography. You know what I mean? So, so they find other ways to make it to acclimate it to what they're good at. So, I think that's one of the biggest things for dancers and artists.
Last one.
Gotcha.
Because I know we're here.
Thank you.
Life lesson that you can share.
So I'll give you the one that I told myself, and I had to learn this. Appreciate the people around you. Appreciate the people that are around you, who support you, who continue to give that love. Because again, like I said, it's so difficult to hold your own weight up sometimes in these days, but to have people around you who see your talent, who see your potential, who see that the good pieces about yourself, keep those people around, because it's easy to have these negative thoughts, but it's harder to keep the positive ones. So keep those people around you, cherish those relationships, and a big one for me is rekindle the bridges if you can. The bridges that may burn over time, the ones that you just probably grow apart, rekindle those. I think that's probably my biggest message, man. When it comes to positivity and keeping good things around you.
Yeah.
Obviously, diet out the bad things around you, but keep those good things close, and you'll find your way to the top for sure.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Nas, man. I enjoyed having the conversation with you. I totally spaced it about asking you about the skateboard. Well, for the listeners and viewers, I picked him up while he was riding a skateboard. But brother, much respect, man. Much love. Hopefully your growth doesn't stop anytime soon. And when I see you on the big screens, I'm going to say, hey, I had a one-on-one conversation with that guy, Nas. Wasn't that something? Now, of course, if you are a driver out there, I please welcome you. Send in your stories. I'm available again on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. I think I'm going to put my email open on YouTube so that you guys can, and we'll work something out so that we can use your voice, because that's what matters. Your voice, because this is your story. You are the author, and I want to publish you. Hopefully that didn't sound too corny. But let's move on, shall we? Let's move on from being corny. And I said corny, not horny. But you know what? These two words go well with this next ride, because I met a couple who are not a couple but are friends, but not good friends, but they're best friends. They'd had a thing but not really, but yeah, but you know what, they decided to not be a thing, so they rather just point at things. And that night when I met them, holy shit, I wasn't expecting for them to be funny. I just expected them to be a little serious. And were they serious? So enough talking about me, enough me talking. let's welcome them into the car. And how about this? Since it's two of them, one of you is gonna have to sit in the trunk, but just dust yourself off before getting in the trunk because I just vacuumed it and I don't want to vacuum again. So strap up, leave the marbles behind, and enjoy the ride. Short ride, dude. We got 10 minutes. In 10 minutes?
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Oh, bro, okay. You know something? There's this guy I used to work with at Walmart, right?
Mm-hmm.
His name's Aldo. I forgot his last name.
Aldo.
But he started a podcast and he went viral on TikTok.
Oh, shit, nice.
He started talking about autistic people in tattoo parlors.
Yeah.
He said, like, we should have more, like, autistic tattoo parlors. But like artists who hyperfixate on certain subjects.
Right.
I think his joke was about like people who talked about penguins a lot, and like he hit it big on TikTok. Proud of him, bro. From fucking Walmart to fucking having his own podcast.
Nice.
You fuck with Walmart?
Sometimes.
Me and Erica, bro, we still both work at Walmart, bro. Yeah, we both got fired for fucking Walmart. But some fucking like I don't like saying the B word that much, but like. This is like a little white girl B word who fired both of us. Okay, I think she didn't like Mexicans. If I'm being honest, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I don't blame her, bro. Cause like
that's something.
You know what's worse than Mexican?
What is it?
Two Mexicans, bro. Like I blame people who don't like Mexican. Like, I don't blame people who don't like Mexicans.
Well, it's how they say Mexican's worst enemy is another Mexican.
Exactly, bro. Cause like Erica, she fucking hates me.
No, I
don't. Yeah.
Before we go further on, are you guys still camping in the podcast? Because I know you guys had a few drinks. I don't want you guys to think that I'm taking advantage of you.
No, bro. I offered you, bro. I offered you, because like I want like my words to be like heard,
Yeah.
So I full consent, bro. Yeah, my consent, bro. It ain't statutory. Like, yeah, my consent. Bro, so I have a thing called phimosis, which is known as like tight ass foreskin, dude. Mm-hmm. So for the longest time, bro, I thought like my dick was normal, until like people started drawing penises in high school, right? I was like, bro, like I ain't got a mushroom head on my dick, right?
You're like, so why is nobody drawing my type of penis?
Yeah, bro. Cause like, you ever seen like a sausage that's like wrapped, the ends like twisted like a balloon?
Yeah.
Like that's my dick, bro. Like that's my foreskin, right?
Okay.
And we're like, bro, like, why no one draw like balloon dicks, right?
Right.
And so I learned how to condition called phimosis. You heard about phimosis?
No.
It's called, like, it's about like
educate me.
It's about like tight foreskin, right? Because like, bro, we're Mexican, bro. We don't get circumcised. We ain't Jewish. We ain't white, right?
Yep.
We don't get circumcised.
We don't.
So like, my dick is stuck. My foreskin traps it.
Okay.
I try my best to clean it. Like I keep it clean. I don't want no fucking schmegma or shit. Mm-hmm. But like, my tip of my dick don't come out. Like I don't got a mushroom or anything, bro. And like, I used to be so conscious about it, right? When I discovered it in high school. Mm-hmm. But then like, I don't lie, bro, between us, bro, like I'm low-key ugly as fuck, right? Mm-hmm. But like, I smash some pretty fine girls, right? And all it takes is to be funny, bro. Like, it don't matter if you don't got a mushroom dick or anything, bro. Like, you just gotta be yourself and like be funny, Jose, bro.
Yeah.
Cause bro, like I'm like 5'4". I'm fucking ugly. I got like acne scars up the ass, bro.
Look,
but like, I still hit.
Please take it as a compliment. You look like Jack Black.
Jack Black?
Yeah.
Who doesn't like Jack Black?
No, you look like Jack Black.
Okay, guys, but these like bitches wouldn't fuck Jack Black, Yeah. They might like Jack Black, they wouldn't fuck him, but I still managed to fuck. My body count is like 2.5.
Yeah.
But like,
can you confirm what he just said? Are you as a female?
As a female, yeah, that's up to you, Eric.
Confirm what?
Is it true that you don't have to be good looking?
Oh yeah, that's true. As long as you're funny.
Yeah. But I'm sure. Okay.
Bro, as long as you're funny, bro, because like women aren't as shallow as like people perceive them to be, Some
of them. I met a lot.
Some of them, but that depends on person. But like for the most, they want someone that makes them laugh, right? Because you know why? When you laugh, your eyes are closed, so you don't see the ugliness in the guy. Mm-hmm. Which is like I learned that, bro. Like as long as you keep them laughing, they won't have to look at you as much.
How dark is your past, dude?
My dark in my past? Well, like, okay, bro, like, honestly, bro, like, I accept all sexualities and stuff. Like, I don't care who you want to date, but like, I used to struggle with my sexuality a lot as a kid growing up in like middle school and like early high school,
Right.
Because like no women had like interest in me,
Okay.
So I like try to force myself to like, man, nothing bad with that, bro. I'm not trying to discriminate, but like I try to, cause like you know what an incel is?
Incel, no.
Involuntary celibate, bro. I can't get pussy to save my life.
Okay.
So I thought, bro, if I can't get pussy, I'm gonna get some like pussy. You know what pussy is?
No.
It's like, what pussy stand for again?
Pussy, butt, and
Butt pussy. You get from dudes, right?
Okay.
So I thought that was me, bro. Cause like I tried looking at like, gay porn and shit, but like my shit wouldn't get hard,
So that's when you noticed, okay, I'm not interested in men. Let me go back to my lane and do something about me getting women.
Me getting what?
Women.
Women. All right. So the first girl who that I know admitted had a crush on me is this girl right here. But he's like, we're just friends, literally. I mean, Erica, we're just friends for like. She was the first girl. Was like, damn, bro, like this girl likes me. Like, what the fuck do I do? Cause like, I've been a virgin, like, band kid my whole life.
Okay.
But like, I tell you now, I'm like.
So there's no mixed emotions between you two?
No, like, we're straight up friends, bro. Cause like we can like conversate about anything, like, you want to say anything, Erica, about that or nah?
We're just really good friends. Like, it's never awkward between us.
You guys never dated?
No. Like we had like a history, but like we decided it'd be better off for both of us just to stay friends,
Right. Okay. So you guys came to a mutual decision on saying, you know what, it's best for us to be friends.
Yeah.
When we try to like, be a thing, it never really works out.
Okay.
So it's like, why are we gonna, jeopardize our friendship?
Right.
So yeah, we just get along better as friends. So we're just gonna keep it that way.
But how do you guys deal, for example, Erica, when you go out on a date? How do you deal with it?
I mute her stories. That's what I do.
Okay.
I pretend shit didn't happen. Eventually over time, I'll forget about it. But like it's still pretty like newish, So like,
right.
Like I accept it, but sometimes I don't want to see it at first,
Yeah.
But like later on, I'm hoping I could get like adjusted to it because like she is my friend.
Yes.
It's better for both in each other's life, as friends, because we could communicate so well.
Yes.
We talk about anything,
Yes.
It might be hard on me to accept the fact that we didn't work out.
Yes.
But ultimately, it's for the best as long as we, like keep each other company. You know what I'm saying,
Erica?
I agree on that part. Okay, when it comes to that, are you asking about?
How do you feel when you see him going out or talking to other girls?
I don't get pussy.
Well, yeah, he never like really.
Oh, so you're confident? I'm like, he's not gonna score anyways.
Not like that. It's not like I don't like, even if it were to happen, like him talking to another girl, I'm probably gonna feel some type of way, but I can't trip about it because we already made the decision, and that's for the best because we've tried multiple times and it never works out.
Okay, so you don't rant on him later.
No. But it's usually him that will like freak
Yeah.
out.
Okay. I take full blame on that, but like I learned to accept it.
You're a real one, Erica. You're a real one.
Ultimately, bro, she's my friend.
Yeah.
I want what's best for her. If she's with a guy that suits her best, I want that what's best for her as a friend. Ultimately, like I do regret not being able that person that could provide for her. But like, if she finds someone else that makes her happy, I don't want to take that away from her.
Definitely not.
So like, it took me a bit to accept it.
Yeah.
It took grief. It took like depression. It took like solidarity. But like, I came to terms with it. At the end of the day, I want what's best for my friend Erica.
Okay.
No matter who she's with, I just ultimately at the end of the day, she's a good person. She's funny as fuck, and like not trying to be sexist or anything, but like women aren't as funny, but like she's funny as fuck. Okay. No offense, bro. Like to any women out there, but like I feel like women are more introverted.
Yeah. I
feel like they are funny. They just don't want to be vocal about their like funniness.
Right.
But Erica's not afraid to be like funny with you. So ultimately, like I think it's best that like she's my friend, we continue just laughing and having a good time, without having to worry about like relationship or any shit like that,
Yeah. But Anthony, how do you guys and Erica, how do you guys feel about yourselves now? Meaning, did you come to the realization that you guys love yourselves? Are you still working on that?
I'm definitely still working on that for sure. That's another part of the reason why I felt like it wouldn't have worked out because I'm still confused,
Very mature of you, yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel like I had a revelation, you know, because like she told me that she wanted like stability in her like life, you know, like in that manner. She wants stability, she would provide for her child and stuff like that. And I realized like I'm not that person to do that.
Right.
But you know, eventually I would want to be that person who could be like an ideal like person to date and like have kids with. You know,
Okay.
I started to improve myself both physically and mentally, and spiritually as well. You know, I started working out. I started to improve my hygiene, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it made me a better person. You know, I was sad at first, but it made me want to improve myself as a person, which is, you know, good overall for me and just for, you know, anyone in the future. You know, which is good ultimately. So I, you know, despite the hardships, you know, it worked out well for like, you know, both parties, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Before you guys exit out, do you guys have a social you guys want to share, or
Yes,
you good?
my Instagram is Scumbag Cruise.
Mine's Nocturnal Fangs. I post about like anime. If you like anime and like cosplay, follow me, bro.
Okay.
I'm low key kind of funny. Erica's more funny than me, low key.
Nice.
So follow Scumbag Cruise.
All right. Thank you guys. Anthony, Erica, it was a pleasure to meet you guys. Thank you for riding with me that night. And I can't wait to meet you guys again. And Anthony, don't worry, man. You are handsome, and you can try your luck out there, man. Try Charlie's or another bar. I don't know. Just have fun, dude. Enjoy life. But you know what? After that ride, the both of you left me with a lot of questions. You guys left me with a lot of questions in my mind that I hope if I meet you again, you will be able to answer them. Thank you. Now, please get off the car so I can welcome the next guest. The next guest really did caught me by surprise. I didn't know he was going to do what he did. And what did he do, you may ask? Well, take a listen.
Actually, yeah, fuck it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't want to force you.
No, I'm cool. My name's Madman. I'm originally from Florida. I moved all around with my dad because he was a drug dealer. He overdosed when I was about 10 years old. He's the one that got me introduced to meth or crank at first crank because he tried one of my Ritalins when I was about 9. He sniffed it and he said, "Fuck you, we're not doing this anymore." And he stuck a crank pipe in my mouth because we grew up in a biker town. So he was dealing crank and meth and fucking what else? And he fucking stuck a crank pipe in my mouth at about the age of 9. And he said, "Fuck you, we're not affording this Ritalin shit anymore. We're gonna do fucking meth from now on, and you're gonna fucking not burn it either." So fucking I did that. And about 10 years old, rolls around with truck driving in Illinois and Wisconsin, and he goes to shoot up, and I grabbed the wheel for him because that was my job.
Right.
You know, drive the truck when he was shooting up, and he ties off for a change because I guess he was having a hard time finding his veins, and he ties off, and as soon as he let the tie off, his heart exploded. I didn't know that, but he just went limp in his seat. So a fucking 10-year-old in the big rig with the dog freaking out, biting at him and shit. I steer the truck over, and it's fucking December, about my birthday, and I get out of the truck because the dog's freaking out trying to bite me and shit. So that's the first thing that happened in my life, traumatic, okay? Then after that, I move in with my mom, and that next day, my dad takes my dad's cowboy boots, beats the shit out of me with them to where I was bleeding. And he said shit was gonna change. So then after that, shit did. I was his bitch pretty much until I was 13 when I saw him smack my mom. I pulled out a gun on him, put it to his temple, made him wet his pants. I said, "If you ever hit my mom again, I will put this up your ass and pull the fucking trigger and blow out your black ass heart." And then I moved out on my 13th birthday. I moved in with my drug dealer. I was a doorman, change the stereo man, to do whatever, man.
Right.
You know? Kid, really. I did that for a while. Then I got locked up because our house got raided. I took the fall for him and for myself, really. I emptied a pound bag of meth down the toilet. I didn't have much time because the cops were coming down the stairs. I was renting the basement. I didn't know what to do, so I took off my clothes and jumped in the shower. They were instantly on me, and I went upstairs and they grabbed my wallet from my pants, and I forgot that I had about a gram of meth in my school ID. I swear to Christ, I heard that bag come out of that school ID. I heard it flop through the air. I heard it drop on the ground. Boom! And that's when I knew my life was over. But they found like a pound of marijuana on the dude Roy Marvin in Salt Lake 20th Street in Salt Lake City, Utah. I took the fall for the whole house. I spent a lot of time locked up in juvenile detention. That's where I got my 2 tattoos. Tribal on my right side, I got it for a soda and the rebel flag with pride not hate around it. That's the last tattoo I ever got because the brothers were beating me up because it was a rebel flag, and the whites were beating me up, and they weren't just beating me up one-on-one. They would take crowds of people and beat me up. So yeah, it's the last tattoo I got. I've been to county and other places several times, and they told me, oh, you got to get a gang tattoo for this or that. I said, fuck you, I'm never getting another tattoo again, and I'm not. I swear to Christ, I'll never get another tattoo. But the only tattoo I do want to get is a semicolon on my right little web piece of my finger in between my thumb and my index. Semicolon to show support for depression. Because I've tried to kill myself so many fucking times, it's uncountable. But the only reason I saw this little sign asked me about my podcast, Journey of Chronicles. I wanted to tell the story about my wife and kids, you know. They say that people live on through telling stories. 8 or 7, I forget, because I have a really traumatic brain injury from the car crash. But 8 or 7, I gave my daughter a little explorer pack for the woods. I was working 2 jobs. I was a stamped concrete man. I did concrete, that was my job. And I was giving my daughter a little explorer pack for the woods in Florida where I was living, because after I got out of the juvenile detention center in Florida, I actually fucking played the mental health role, you know, to get out of the juvenile detention center and into a group home where they're feeding me meds and stuff. I ended up cutting a wire in one of the windows and packing my bags before I did. And I wrapped toilet paper around it and laid there and laid down real quick again to pretend like I didn't know what the fuck was going on. They checked all the windows. I pulled that window open and fucking ran to Roy Marvin's house. He fronted me about 20 grand to fucking take a Greyhound and get a place in Florida. I set up my life and I met up with my high school sweetheart. We ended up having 2 wonderful children. And the first child I had was my beautiful daughter, Nicole. Then the second child came around shortly after. His name was Tyler. And my wife's name was Dawn. And, well, anyways, long story short, 7 years old or 8, I forget. Nicole, I gave her an explorer pack for the woods. I gave her a fold-out book. I don't know if they don't have them anymore, so youngsters won't remember. But about 2000-ish, older, about 93, they stopped making them. They had fold-out books, and they'd fold the book. The paper would fold out, and it would make like a 3D imprint on the paper. And they would like, my daughter didn't believe it was on Earth, so I promised her on her 13th summer vacation I'd take her out to the Grand Canyon and show her the Grand Canyon. So sure enough, 13 years old, she comes waddling up to me, said, "Daddy, aren't you gonna go show me Mars?" So I packed up her bags, Dawn's bags, my bags, and Tyler's bags, and I loaded it into the 69 Chevelle Super Sport. Had fat boys in the back, peach cutters in the front, a big crown in the front, and a nitrous oxide tank in between my wife and me in the front. And that's key to it. So remember that. Now I cruised for about 2 or 3 days, and we're stopping in hotels, and I get to New Mexico, and that's the last place I stopped. I should have stopped in Arizona, but I didn't. I was pushing. I was doing about 120, and I was pushing it hard because I was trying to get my daughter to see the sunrise over the Grand Canyon. And the next thing I know, I wake up And it's weird because I don't know what's going on, and I just know I'm in a lot of pain. And I don't understand what's going on because there's this gravelly, crunchy shit in my mouth, and I'm laying on some weird stuff, and I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I hear something screaming, and then I realize it's my wife and kids, and they're screaming for help. So I stand up, and I fall back down because my bones crunch through my legs, and it crunches right through my skin, and I fall back down in a puddle of blood, and the blood is gushing out of my legs real fast. But I try to crawl. To my wife and kids. You know, it doesn't really take a person that long to die in a fire. You know what I mean? But I try to crawl to them, and right before I pass out due to blood loss, they stop screaming. Now, when I went out, phones were flip phones with antennas on them. People smoked indoors. Everything was normal. You know what I mean? And when the doctors woke me up, you couldn't smoke indoors anymore. Phones were bricks. There was this thing called an iPhone. People were assholes now. I mean, everything was just fucked up and weird. It's like everything, the tables turned on me. I didn't understand it. It was fucked up and weird. Everything was just a fucked up mess. And on top of it all, my wife and kids were gone. I lost everything that I held dear. I still don't have a soul. Last night I woke up screaming in the group home. And it's fucked up, you know. I have a traumatic brain injury. I've been in this group home a month. I still don't know one person's name. I can't walk down the stairs, so I buy these vapes so I can stay upstairs and vape in my room all day. All I can do is stay on one little fucking phone in my room on my bed. I mean, that's all I can do. But it's not a sad story. I mean, it sucks because I tried to get with another girl. She overdosed on me. I mean, it seems like everybody I get close to dies. I'm cursed. I don't know. I know the world's just, it's different, man. I don't know. That's my story. Find out. That was, yeah, what happened to me. Yeah, they were everything I lived for, bro.
Jesse, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hope it reaches somebody.
Wasn't that something? Wasn't that something that just caught you out of nowhere? It sucks that some people have to go through that and at such a young age. And this platform, I try to make people feel welcome and comfortable. So for that reason, I'm going to leave the story how it is. I'm not going to put my input on it, but I would like to ask you guys. Tell me which one was your favorite story. Let's have a discussion about it. Tell me what you thought. Tell me how you reacted. And tell me why you liked it in general. And with this podcast for today comes to an end. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, viewers. So far, I'm having fun doing this. And don't forget to submit your stories. If you reach out to me, I'll reach out to you. And we'll make it happen. We'll have your voice implemented on the next episode so that you can be heard. This has been your host, the driver, on Journey Chronicles. Life stories from the passenger seat. About to go home now and sleep. Have a good one, everyone.